Good evening, and welcome to the 24th Annual Main Street Lincoln and Lincoln Community High School Grand March. My name is Bill Hoagland, and we want to welcome you here tonight. We're sorry that the weather didn't cooperate with us for having that beautiful backdrop of the Logan County Courthouse, but two good things happen here. Number one, we're dry, and number two, everyone's got a good line of sight, so everybody's going to be able to see everyone that they've come to celebrate this time in their life. On behalf of my board, our president, Seth Goodman, our business members, and the volunteers that help us put this together, we want to welcome you, and it is really a pleasure for us to bring this to you year in and year out. My job here tonight is to do an introduction, and I'm kind of excited about this because this is the first time I get to introduce him. I have observed him for the last year since I've been back to Lincoln, and he is a man of vision. He is a man that is based in his faith. He is a man that's a leader, and he's a man with a plan, and a plan that's been developed not only for the downtown historic district, but for the city of Lincoln. And he's had a lot of input from both the private and the public sector. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Honorable Keith Snyder, Mayor of the City of Lincoln.
Thanks, Bill. On behalf of the City of Lincoln, it's a delight for me to be here, and it's a delight to see all you here. Thanks for showing up to support our young people. It's a great thing. They're all ready to go, so I'm not going to say very much. We can't be downtown tonight because of the weather, but I want to encourage you all to shop downtown, to visit the stores and businesses and organizations downtown. They've got great specials going on all the time, so feel free to stop in and support them. That would be great and much appreciated. It's now my pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies. That is Mr. Steve Sauer, and he's celebrating his 24th year of being Master of Ceremonies for the Prom Grand March. And he's the gentleman that you'll see in pictures and replays of prom marches for generations to come, Steve Sauer.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, it has taken me 24 years to get the tuxedo, but I'm quite honored to be here again tonight. This is something I always look forward to every year. Just to correct history a bit, I have missed probably 2 years in that span of 24, but it's been a wonderful experience. In years past, I've known most of the kids, but since I retired in 2004, I'm learning, as well as maybe some of you are, to meet some of these kids and enjoy what we've got going on here this evening. So, without further ado, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 24th Annual LCHS Grand March Prom event. I'm your host, as I mentioned, Steve Sauer, and it is my pleasure to once again announce all of tonight's beautiful young ladies and handsome young gentlemen. Without further ado, at this time, it's time to sit back and enjoy the 2013 24th Annual Main Street, A Night in Central Park LCHS Grand March. Please help me welcome, if you would, our Royal Grand March Princes, Miss Jada Bree, 5-year-old daughter of Gretchen and TJ Bree, and Liz Sangamon, 7-year-old daughter of Lisa Lindstrom, accompanied by reigning Miss Logan County Danielle Juffs and Lisa the Fix 96 Prize Girl. Miss Maddie Genzel and her escort Sam Tiffany. Miss Hannah DeAndrea and her escort, Mr. Edward Bowlby. Miss Michelle Paulus and her escort, Tate Gordon. Miss Macy Browning and her escort, Max Cook. Miss Lene Laubenstein and her escort, Piper Horsha. Miss Tammy Wynn and her escort, Austin Drew. Miss Mallory Bacon and her escort, Josiah Clackengay. Miss Alora Goody and her escort, Hank Reed. Miss Jenna Irwin and her escort, Hunter Weber. Miss Ashley Erb and her escort, Ryder Mill. Miss Lexi Clackengay and her escort, Grace Splain. Miss Brianna Batley and her escort, Harrison Splain. Miss Olivia Mutt and her escort, Matt Squire. Miss Marissa Villafuerta and her escort, Luke Koenig. Miss Caitlin Frizzell and her escort, Eduardo Spiosa. Miss Shannon Halpin. Miss Tina Wright and her escort, Alec Helton. Miss Sydney Ross and her escort, Daniel Bacon. Miss Lauren Batson and her escort, Riley Reed. Miss Riley Davis and her escort, Nate Fanning. Miss Allison Benner and her escort, Todd Irwin. Miss Morgan Lacefield and her escort, Ryan Sloan. Miss Trista Corso and her escort, Ryan Dean. Miss Alexandra Costello and her escort, Mason Namigan. Nominated for Prom Queen this year, Miss Caitlin Nelson and her escort. Nominated for Prom King, Colby Lee. Miss Caitlin Williams and her escort, Will Podbelson. Miss Alyssa Yazel and her escort and Prom King nominee, Cody Hygrader. Prom Queen nominee, Miss Shakia Dawson. Prom King nominee, Anthony Cannon. Miss Lydia May and her escort, Dane Eimer. Miss Riley Brackney and her escort, Tommy Harris. Queen nominee, Miss Gabby Coleman, and her escort, Colton Ember. Miss Madison Harris and her escort, Austin Middlestead. Miss Ashley Cady and her escort, Brandon Aper. Miss Courtney Bauer and her escort, Ryan Hedred. Miss Alyssa Morris and her escort, Jordan Gessner. Miss Alyssa Stevenson and her escort, Kaylin Sampson. Miss Lizzie Herzog and her escort, Zach Dennis. Miss Carly Cox and her escort, Dalton Brown. Miss Mallory White and her escort, Ignacio Ferreras. Miss Marissa Greer and her escort, Austin Brummett. Miss Tiffany Olderworth and her escort, Clayton Welch. Miss Megan Zakunskas and her escort and Prom King nominee, Kyle Flockengay. Miss Meredith Carroll and her escort, Connor Schmidt. Miss Chloe Cox and her escort, Jason Sheely. Miss Brianne Gazauskas and her escort, Brent Hunsley. Miss Jessica Wynn and her escort, Jake Day. Miss Leah Anderson and her escort, Eric Hopp. Miss Kelsey Brady and Miss Katie Ramlow. Miss Betty Peters and her escort, Philip Peters. Miss Sarah Adams and her escort, Matthew Gleason. Miss Brianna Wampler and her escort, Cameron Simpson. Miss Katie Mattingly and her escort, Jonathan Jacks. Miss Corey Brooks and her escort, Trenton Crawford. Miss Jennifer Nelson and her escort, Sean McIntosh. Miss Katie Treacle and her escort, John Davis. Miss Katie Kelly and her escort, Brady Curry. Miss Rachel Martin and her escort, Kenneth Bacon. Miss Jade Dean and her escort, Kane Buck. Miss Lindsay Kennedy and her escort, Nicholas Garner. Miss Tiffany Stripler and her escort, Joseph Lesson. Miss Olivia Schultz and Miss Sylvia Parrish. Prom Queen nominee, Miss India Mello and her escort is Miss Reniqua Carter. Miss Anna Brown and her escort, Josh Horsham. Miss Brittany Collins and her escort, Braden Brooks. Miss Shelley Osborne and her escort, Austin Brooks. Miss Larissa Siddons and her escort, Andy Boyce. Miss Jacqueline Martinsik and her escort, Elijah Chapman. Miss Desiree Albert and her escort, Nathan Ainsley. Miss Stephanie Hamill and her escort, Tristan Cooper. Miss Morgan King and her escort, Wes White. Miss Tara Bradley and her escort, Austin Goodman. Miss Jessica Plummer and her escort, Seth Bramwell. Miss Courtney McAllister and her escort, Dayton Walcott. Miss Emily Sanders and her escort, Grant Cooper. Miss Shawn Freed and her escort, Troy Rawlings. Miss Morgan Marthers and her escort, Dalton Relaford. Miss Bailey Goodman and her escort, Brian Cade. Miss Messina Deuce and her escort, Jaden Wheeler. Miss Madeline Adams Wynn and her escort, Wesley Osborne. Miss Autumn Davey and her escort, Brian Haggard. Miss Kelly Lineback and her escort, Timothy Little. Miss Michelle Eves and her escort, Chase Lovely. Miss Brianna Dews and her escort, Daniel Osborne. Miss Samantha Moore and her escort Dylan Wegrich. Miss Haley Presswood and her escort Brandon Clem. Miss Courtney Milan and her escort Dakota Worthington. Miss Hannah Copen and her escort Tyler Brumfield. Miss Sarah Shelby and her escort Caleb Galvin. Miss Skylar Conrady and her escort Zachary Hazel. Miss Natalie Oldmans and her escort Daniel Hemingway. Miss Alexis Morris and her escort William Armbruster. Miss Zoe Napolillo and her escort Elijah Sowers. Miss Emily Johnson and her escort Samuel Pingrove. Miss Rebecca Kirk and her escort Donald Hatfield. Miss Casey Buckles and her escort Justin Brown. Miss Hannah Burton, Miss Joanna Rupp, Miss Tara Steele, and Miss Jordan Kunkel. Miss Amber Siddons and her escort Seth Unger. Miss Madison Long and her escort Aiden Hop. Miss Callie Harbour and her escort Nick Board. Miss Hannah Maxley and her escort Jamie Ferreira. Miss Devin Taylor and her escort Sean Wallace. Miss Lauren Smith and her escort Nicholas Emerson. Miss Alexandra Turner and her escort Dylan Shue. Miss Janessa Merritt and her escort Zachary Ferris. Miss Kayla Doucette and her escort Bodhi Barasat. Miss Carrie Walton and her escort T.J. Kissel. Miss Gabriella Brody, Miss Kaylin Park, escorted by Nathan Graham. Miss Anna Berry and her escort David Heru. Miss Gabby Klopp and her escort Tucker Stell. Miss Samantha Shreve and her escort, Philip Jones. Miss May Hudspeth and her escort, Gage Ely. Miss Shelby Lesson and her escort, Jacob Summers. Miss Elizabeth Dye and her escort, Cole Boyce. Miss Kelsey Foltz and her escort, Chase Griffin. Miss Emily Mox and her escort, Devin Osborne. Miss Destiny Shreve, Miss Victoria Hoban, and Miss Miranda Brooks. Miss Ashley Schultz and her escort, Caleb Hall. Miss Michelle Miller and her escort, Brock Leese. Miss Megan Opperman and her escort, Devin Biggs. Prom Queen nominee, Miss Jenna Williams and her escort, Connor Brown. Miss Chelsea George and Prom King nominee, Wyatt Phyllis. Miss Jacqueline Keyser and her escort, Stephen Slish. Miss Megan Coleman and her escort, Connor Page. Miss Grace Sheely and her escort, Jonathan Orr. Miss Morgan Conradi and her escort, Sam Opperman. Miss Olivia Grau and her escort, Nick Adcock. Miss Haley Welch and her escort, Justin Brew. Miss Madison Bishop and her escort, Brad Miller. Miss Catherine Orno and her escort, Josiah Raymond. Miss Joella Vermeer and her escort, Grape Tanner. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 24th Annual Main Street Lincoln LCH Grand March. Thank you for your attending, and please drive home safe.